Hey guys, I'm Ethan with NOVA Canine Academy. I just wanted to give you a quick video on the 5 steps on what we do to completely train a dog in our 2-week program here in Northern Virginia. We're here with Ziggy. Ziggy is a 6-month-old Tibetan Terrier. She's about 14, 15 pounds. Super cute. She was a little rascal, but she's improving a lot. And, these are the 5 steps on what we do to really, improve a dog's obedience over the 2 weeks that they're here. If you want to stay tuned, at the end of the video, we'll be giving some extra little, sneak peeks on, some external stuff on the 5, major things. And these things could really help you guys at home or, help you understand what your dog is going to be doing here in their 2 weeks. So first step 1 is we get the place board and start doing some basic clicker training. If the dog knows nothing, most dogs know something a little bit, right? In a very controlled environment with a high reward treat, most dogs can do a sit or a down. Ziggy did not know any of that. So what we did is we took a lure, high reward treat. Usually we try to use their kibble. If they don't want their kibble, we start using a high reward treat and just lure them into the position that we want. She's got an itch. And what we do is slowly lure and click. We have to charge the clicker up. The clicker, essentially, you click, they get paid. When they do the behavior you want, they get paid. And then let's bring her into a down, and we'll show you what we do with a sit. Just slowly lure, got into a sit, her paws went up, she got paid for it. With a stay, Ziggy, stay. Take 1 step back, pay, and click. Stay. Sit. Ziggy, sit. Stay. Take 2 steps back, take 3 steps back, things like that. We're working on sits, downs from all different positions, things like that. Stays, comes, just all the basic commands that you want your dog to know. And once they start knowing it, you can take out the lure very slowly and just add a, this is going to be step number 2, is add a hand command to it. So Ziggy, sit. And so that was less of a lure. You see how the sit goes from that to that. You slowly start introducing that. Ziggy, down. See, that was less of a lure and more of a hand command. And once they start knowing that and you feel confident that they're going to, know all of these commands, Ziggy, sit. Ziggy, stand. Once you feel confident that they're going to do that, you can start adding the actual verbal command. Before this, you're not using sit. You're not using any verbal commands because the dog is just going to kind of not know what you're talking about, and it's going to actually slow your progress down. Once they know all of that, you'll start introducing that stuff to the dog, the verbal commands. It's going to be step number 3. Stay. Again, we're still working on all of this stuff. We're not just, this video is, has not been a great example of it, but we're not just working on our sits and our downs. We're working on our stays, our comes, pretty much all the basic obedience. Ziggy, sit. You can start kind of doing things from a distance. Stay. Ziggy, down. That was a little bit more, if you want your dog to understand commands from a distance, you have to do it very slowly, but take a step back. And we haven't really worked on this with Ziggy. Ziggy, down. Sit, down. Good. So that was a little bit further away, and you just have to slowly work further away. You can't, if I told Ziggy to sit right now, she's not going to know what the hell she's, what I'm talking about. Hey, sit. Ziggy. I think I dropped one over there, so she's sniffing for it. But that's step number 3, is add the the actual verbal commands to the dog. And once you feel really confident that they're going to know all of that, and I am 100% sure that if I tell Ziggy to sit, she's going to sit. If I tell Ziggy to down, she's going to lie down, whatever it is. And she's not quite there yet. She'll probably be there tomorrow or the next day. She is only 4 days in. Once I'm confident in that, you start adding pressure to the e-collar. So you give them an e-collar. We have e-collars that we use. Highly recommend them. 100 levels. Find their lowest possible level. This is step number 4. Sit. Find their lowest possible level. And you start introducing, just basic, I'm going to just basic pressure and teaching the dog how to turn off the pressure. So what I would do is, if I felt confident, and again, Ziggy's not quite there yet, but I would say, Ziggy, sit. I would hold the e-collar pressure at our lowest level. and I would turn it off and click the second she did it. So now we're teaching her how to turn it off. You know, you want to find the dog's absolute lowest level that they feel it. You don't want them to twitch or to squeal or to cower when you hit it. The e-collar is never a punishment. It's always a communication tool. It's a tap on the shoulder. And you have to teach the dog how to turn it off. And in order to teach the dog how to turn it off, the dog needs to know what they're doing. And so that's why them knowing their commands is so important. And you also don't scar them, right? You know, I mean, not physically, but, you know, like just mentally scar them by shocking them. You know, you never shock the dog. It's literally just a stimulation tool, you know, communication tool. And so that's step number 4 is you start introducing the e-collar. Still less distractions. Down. You know, we're not doing this out in a public area with a million people. And step number 5 is going to be to, you know, start working on that slowly. Add distractions on. You know, come outside. Go into a field where there's some people scattered around. You know, next to not a busy street, but next to a street where there's some people walking by here and there. Noises, different things. And then you can really improve, you know, just start taking steps up and down, sit, to, you know, add distractions on. And we're still using the e-collar. We're teaching the dog how to turn this off. Excuse me. So get down. And so that's step number 5 is just to, you know, continue to add more distractions on. And pretty soon the dog can be off leash. We also start working on heels there. With treats, it's a similar deal with heels. We don't usually use the clicker. Ziggy, sit. 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 Good. Stay. You know, we don't usually use the clicker for that, but that's how they become off leash pretty much in 2 weeks. You know, Ziggy came in here knowing nothing, and after 2 weeks, I feel pretty confident that she will be at least most of the way there. And then, little bonus tip for crate training. We always crate train our dogs here. They're usually crate trained within a day or 2 or 3. 99% of the time they are. Ziggy, sit. Ziggy, stay. They are, what you do is, the first couple days that they were here, we were working for 2 to 3 hours just on the place board with the dog, exhausting them mentally, stressing them out mentally. It's good stress. And what we do is we then start moving over to the crate. You know, I'll put the crate next to the place board inside. I'll have them go from place to place. Ziggy, come. See, this is something that she doesn't really know very well. Ziggy, come. Oh, good. Sit. Good. And working, going from place to place. Ziggy, place. Good. And just literally exhausting them mentally with, you know, just pushing them and pushing them. And the crate training will come with that. You know, they're going to cry. Dogs always cry. You know, the first night is always tough for the dogs. They cry almost all night, at least a lot of the time if they're not crate trained. But within a day or 2, if you're working with your dog for 2 or 3 hours a day on this, I guarantee you in 3 days your dog will like their crate. If you're going back and forth from the crate, exhausting them with just basic training and commands, they start to learn that they have a job to do and that their crate is a good thing. And you reward them in the crate. You give them a bully stick. You feed them in their crate. You know, a bunch of different things. And your dog will be crate trained within 2 or 3 days. I guarantee it if you're doing it right. But yeah, that's a little bit what, you know, a 2-week board and train here at NOVA Canine Academy looks. Ziggy, again, is about 4 days in. And we'll keep improving, keep showing you guys new things. And yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little update. Make sure you stay tuned for new videos. Check out Ziggy and Bruiser's 2-week board and train here. See how they look after their 2 weeks. We did a before video. We'll also do an after video. But make sure you like and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in.